Welcome to Jackpot with PT. It's good to have you here on this podcast again today. This is the 4th episode, and I'll be sharing with you on how I lost almost about 5 jobs in the United Kingdom, how challenging it has been, demoralizing it has been, and how I've been able to rise beyond that challenge to where I am today. Like I said to you, I'm still on that journey. I've not achieved the best of what I desire in this country yet, but I'm on a journey. Of course, you know that success is a journey and not a destination. I came in to this country September 2022, and I came in as a student. And of course, as a student in the United Kingdom, you are only permitted 20 hours job, and 20 hours job is more like working like a day in a week, so of course 20 hours per week is what the government require, and your all your documents bears that. So there's no hide and seek, there's no other way around it. So when I came in, I didn't get a job right immediately. It took me a while before I got my first job, and then I got it around November ending, thereabout. Having worked in that organization, I think I worked for about 3 or 4 weeks. By January 6th, I lost that job, and then I was out of job for another 3.5 months till about April 22 before I got another job. I know by April, I was already on break. I mean, it was going to be a long break, and on break, you are permitted to work full time. So I was scouting for job, having got my term time from the school. Term time is a document you are given from the school that permits you to work full hours as a student. So I applied to 1 or 2 companies that I've applied to before, and then they asked me for my term time. I submitted it, and of course, right immediately I was asked to start a job. I was very excited. I don't know the joy that you have in your heart when you have been in a country for like 8 months without a job. So it was challenging. My wife had been the one taking care of most of the responsibility. Thank God for her life. This is a country where two are to work together as one, with a clear understanding of every situation. When 2 people are not ready, when they say they are married and they're not ready to support one another, this is a country where when you come in and you operate without supporting one another, it becomes very easy to separate. So that journey was not an easy journey. Was I applying to jobs? Yes, I was applying to multiple jobs, but nothing was forthcoming. It's either I apply here and then they tell me, we are sorry, unfortunately. I got several mails, 50, 60 mails. So one day I was back in the house trying to apply for jobs, and almost immediately I was getting mails of denial, of refusal. We are sorry, unfortunately, Adetunji, we are sorry, we are not able to offer you. We would like to keep your data. Maybe someday we're going to get an offer for you. Some people who called and have an interview, I remember one was close to it. I went into that place somewhere in Biggleswade. Went for an interview. They got all my documents. By the time I was asked to submit my BRP, and BRP is what we call biometric resident permit. It's like an ID card the government issues to you once you enter into the United Kingdom. So as I submitted my BRP, of course, they already saw that I'm only eligible to 20 hours. So they said, oh, we are sorry. We thought you could work full time. We are sorry, we are not able to offer you. I was almost, in fact, they have given me a start date. It was challenging. I went home dejected. In fact, while I was driving on the road, I almost lost my mind because I was like, why? I was close to this. So it could be discouraging, it could be challenging, because you cannot actually live in a country like the United Kingdom without working. Because the bills are running. You have to keep working. So imagine being here and you are not able to work. A good number of my friends that were in school together also had similar challenge. I remember one of them called me one day and said, Tunji, there's a job somewhere. it was just a temporary work, and I ran into Tottenham Stadium in London to go and do that job. You know, it was just for a night. You know, and I went in, do the job. One of my friends was looking and said, Pastor, so you can do this. I said, why not? Why not? I can do anything. You know, as a man, you must be strong. You must be hardworking. You know, I learned the value of hard work. Yes, I've been a very hardworking person, you know, even while I was back in Nigeria. But then I learned to be more hardworking here, you know, without having a sense of this is who I am. This is a country, I told you in my last video, that you have to humble yourself. That young lady saw me, I was like, wow, that I never knew you could do this. I said, there's nothing I cannot do, you know. So and that was it. And then April 22, I got my first basic job, and that lasted only 3 weeks. After the third week, I was just sent a message, we're sorry, we will not be needing you anymore, blah, 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 blah. And I was shocked. I was like, I just got this job. I mean, I was demoralized. And of course, 6 weeks after that, I was still out of job. it was so depressing. It was so depressing for me. You know, I started applying to new jobs. I went into a place they call Job Center. You know, I got to Job Center. They give me pool of A4 paper filled with so many plenty jobs that I can apply to, both part-time, full-time, temporary. I applied to all of them. I sat back and I opened my laptop. I began to apply. I applied to virtually everything there. Some of them, once you apply like this, they begin to send you mail, you know, and then you begin to get mails of several other job opening, and you begin to apply. Some we apply on Indeed. We apply on different apps that are available for application. It was tough, you know. So for another 6 weeks, I was out of job again, and then I began to look for another job. Good enough for me, I walked into a particular agency office one day that somebody introduced me to, that I said I should go there. And I went in there, you know, they asked for all my documents. I was already available with all of them. And then they started asking me to fill some forms. I was given about 16-page form to fill. After filling the form, they asked for my BRP. I gave them my BRP. How would they say, oh, you are a student? I said, yes. We are sorry. I was hard. I was like, hey, is it a crime to be a student in the UK? Is it a crime? You know, and then they said, we are sorry. So, you know, then one of them just said, do you drive? And apparently when they ask you, do you drive? They are not asking if you can drive. I mean, they are asking if you are mobile. And I said, yes, because just 2 days before that day, I made a decision to buy a car, you know. So I got a car 2 days before the day I came into this agency office. So I said, I drive. They say, you have a car? I say, yes, I have a car. They say, oh, there's a place in Biggleswade. Maybe you go there. I mean, we can take you there as long as you drive. I said, well, I'm ready. So that was how the next day I was told, after 6 weeks, to go and start working that place. And I was just there. I was enjoying my time there, working in that organization. And the people there were already loving me. You know, I resume early because you don't go late to work. You know, I mean, I can't imagine myself not making that decision to buy a car. You know, I wouldn't have gotten that job. You know, somebody had told me that when you come into the United Kingdom, try to get a car as a man, that it will be easier for you to get a job. I mean, so you are coming, please take note of that. You know, so I started that job. But then I didn't spend up to 1 month in that job. One day, I just finished work. I was going home, and then I got home at about 5, and I got a message, Tunji, we're sorry. This company said they won't be needing you again from next week, even though they gave us a very good report about you. I mean, fantastic report of being hardworking, but we will look into it and find you another job, because the report we got about you was good. I was dejected. For 1.5 weeks, I was out of job. It was the following Friday that they called me for another job again. And this job also requires that I drive, that I have to be mobile, because the locations of these companies, I mean, if you take a train, sometimes it will take you about an hour before you get there. Even the train itself, might be just 10 minutes distance really, but before the train comes, before you get to train station, by the time you drop at the train station, you still have to walk another 20 to 30 to 40 minutes before you get to the company. So sometimes to be mobile is what works for those places. And of course, you don't want to be jumping on cabs. I mean, cabs are extremely expensive here. You know, going with a cab with 20 pounds in the morning and then in the evening. I mean, that's crazy. You know, how much are you earning as a student that you're going to be spending on cabs? So to get a car, you know, it was the best. So that was what I did. And I thank God for that, you know. And then this particular one, I wasn't there more than 4 weeks. I remember the day that was supposed to be my last day in that company. I never knew it was going to be my last day anyway. But then I got a call from one of the places I've applied to, you know, and then they asked me some questions. I was answering them, and then they said, "Will you be available to come for an interview on Tuesday?" I said, "On Tuesday?" I said, "No." "What time?" They said, "About 11. I said, "No, because 11 I'll be at work." You know, my work was 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I told them, "Can they put it somewhere around 4 o'clock that I will make up?" They said, "No, that if you can come 1 o'clock, that will be good for us." So I told them I will come. I will come, because they already told me on the phone that it was an 18.5 hours job. So that was going to fit into my school plan, since I'm only able to work for 20 hours. So this is an 18 hours job. I mean, that's fantastic. I think it was good for me. But then the timing for the interview was not going to be okay, because this is not a place to just take excuse from work. So, but something just told me that I should tell them that I will come. So I told them I will come, that I will come. So in my mind, I was saying maybe I will tell my agency that I will not be available on Tuesday, that maybe I can call in sick, or just tell them something, you know. But then I told them I was going to come. So while I got home on that Friday, I was thinking how I'm going to compose a message to my agency that I won't be available on Tuesday, so I could go for this interview, and I cannot tell them I'm going for an interview, you know. So while I was still thinking, I got a message from my agency. "Hi Tunji, how was work today? We are sorry to let you know that so company will not be needing you from next week. Since you're a student and you'll be resuming school," because it was September, and we will be resuming school again, we will look into it and see if we can find you another job. I was shocked. So imagine if I told those other guys that I won't be available. I mean, I can't imagine what would have happened now, you know, because of course it was that same job that I've been working in the last 8 months. So September up till now, you know. So I went into that place, and then they put me through one or two things. I said, I'm able to. And funny enough, in the United Kingdom, you don't need a certificate to work. You only need your CV, you know. You only need to know how to write your CV and how to package your CV. And you don't use just one CV in the UK. You have several CVs that is patterned to a different type of jobs. So if you're going to work in care, you pattern your CV as a carer. If you're going to work in another organization, you have to pattern your CV in the direction of the type of job you want to do. So you can't be using one CV to apply to different jobs. You must learn to use different CVs. So you must have, some people have up to 50 CVs. So because it's not your academic qualifications that guarantee you a job. So what is the take home on this podcast for today's episode is get yourself prepared. Don't be discouraged, you know. Don't be discouraged if you are not getting jobs, or you are losing jobs. Don't be discouraged. The jobs are available and you will surely get yours. But keep faith, you know. Ask people around, ask questions. If you need to tailor your CV very well, tailor it very well. You know, do everything possible, and once you get your job, stick to that job and make sure you give it your best shot. You know, this applies to every area of life. You know, right now you might be watching this video and you are out of job. A new job is coming for you. You are going to get it right, and things will show for you. Don't be discouraged. Rise up and wake up to the reality of life and face it as it comes to you. And I'll see you succeeding. I see you making a great fit in your journey, and I see you overcoming every challenges that comes your way. In my next video, I'm going to let you know how you can come into this country even as an HND holder. You know, like as an HND holder, you can gain access to become a master's degree holder. You know, I mean, and that's fantastic. Many people don't know this, but I'm going to share that with you in my next video, and the upcoming video. I will also share with you the challenges of being a student in the United Kingdom. I'll see you again next time. Have a good time.